Buongiorno dai due in cammino e in kayak. Siamo qui al lido di Mezzola, quindi il lago di Mezzola, e ci apprestiamo a gonfiare il nostro meraviglioso kayak Seashine di Gumotex e poi faremo un giro per il lago, andremo a caccia di cascate, risaliremo un po' il Mera e quindi seguiteci.
Va bene, pompa!
Io.
Eccetto! The sun is starting to shine, but when we are pumping up, so I'm sweating.
Here we are ready. Our mascot, Dieter the duck, is back in the Seashine net. It's ready. We use the toe clip straps to secure the water bottles. We have little luggage, so we didn't pack it too carefully. If we had had to bring camping equipment, it would have been different, with the dry bag in place further back and the 40-liter one behind Julia's seat. Be careful, it's slippery. Put the bow in and slide it in slowly. That is all nature reserve area. We keep to the right, and after the reeds, we will take a canal that will take us to Pozzo di Riva. The lake level is very low, or there is an outcrop there. The swans are standing, they are not swimming. Where the swan awaits us, we will turn right and take the canal, which will take us to Pozzo di Riva. I don't know if we will get there, because there is a lot of sand brought from the Mera river. On our right, even if you don't see it, passes the Columban Way, which it starts from Ireland and arrives in Bobbio in the province of Piacenza, where there is the tomb of the saint. We traveled the Italian stretch, approximately 320 kilometers. On our channel you can find all 12+1 stages. Leave the link below in description. We stopped to eat right on that bench during the first stage of the Columban Way. If you watch the video, you will recognize it. In front of us, we can already glimpse the Pozzo di Riva. Let's see if we can to get there, or if there is too much vegetation. We went out onto the lake again, and going right, we will go up the Mera River. Let's see if we can land in San Fetalino. This is San Fetalino, where we stopped previously when the water was lower. It doesn't seem like it, but here the water is more than a meter deep. I scanned with the paddle. There is a lot of current, and the bottom is quicksand. We managed to land, and now I'll show you San Fetalino. There are benches if you want to come and have a picnic. Here is the little door. Unfortunately, this time it is closed. We landed here holding on to the branches because the bank is yielding. There is San Fetalino there, but it is closed. Now we turn around, go back into the lake and go to the nature reserve, and then in search of waterfalls. We are letting ourselves be carried by the current, about 3 kilometers per hour up to the lake. Then we will enter the nature reserve, where there are rock walls overlooking the lake. Here there is a pier, and further on a sandy beach. The pier is low, but we prefer to use the beach. We landed here for a snack break. This is a cherry bar. Too bad it's not a creek. But you know that when you paddle, it is better not to consume alcohol. Perhaps you drink alcohol afterwards. This is the pier from which the excursions depart. There is the telephone number and email address of the boat's rental with driver. Look, how beautiful. Isn't it worth having a kayak? It's very easy to go up. Now it's my turn. Let's hope I don't make a bad impression and end up in the water. Let's start talking about Seashine. We've been using it for a few hours. Adjusting the footrests is quite simple. I'm using only one hand because I shoot with the other. With two hands, it would be even easier to loosen the tape and find the right distance of the toe clip and then tighten everything well. The seat is slightly more complicated, but essentially you do the same thing. First, loosen the strap, and then move the seat that is not stuck in the hips, as happens on the Seawave. The Seawave one is more difficult to move. It's a decidedly fast kayak. Unfortunately, today I have problems with the GPS. The speed continues to fall to 0. Alone, I pushed it to 8 km/h without too much effort. Continuing to push, I could probably have achieved a greater speed. The stability is very similar to the Seawave. I would have thought it would be less stable. I remember that the Seawave does not have a V-shaped bottom, but thanks to the increased central tubular pater. However, it has an arched bottom shape. If you have already seen our videos, you know it. Maybe we'll leave your review below in the description. There isn't much difference in stability between the two models. I'm now moving it with my hips, and it's easier to get seasick than to capsize this kayak when you all lean to one side. It comes into support and allows some satisfaction for those who have a more technical paddle to enter and exit the current, to make turns narrow, etc., etc. We are right under the rocks. Look how beautiful. You can only hear the birds singing. It's very maneuverable. We had no problems turning it or maneuvering in tight spaces of the canal where there were fallen trees and vegetation. However, we will have to test it on a windy day. Another good quality of this kayak is its gliding, because it holds speed well. Once you reach the cruising speed, you don't have much difficulty maintaining it. Do you see the fish? I tried to get closer. Here you can swim. The water is not cold. The handles aren't that bad. They're perhaps a little less soft than the ones on the Sea Wave, but they are very resistant. You have to get used to it. Now we get back on the kayak and head towards Lake Dascio. The houses are all closed. If I had a house here at the end of June, there wouldn't be another place to stay. In the morning, a nice paddle, then a nice barbecue in the garden. The one in front of us is Lake Dascio. It is really small and contiguous to Lake Mezzola. If it weren't for the color of the seats and the details of the footrest, you could easily mistaken for a sea wave. Except on the label, because 3 adults are indicated on the Seashine, always for a maximum load of 250 kg. We skirted that entire side and then went back up, but it's also there on this side. Some nice rocks. There is a kind of museum of the tunnels there that is open on weekends in the summer season. In our video of the Columban Way, we put the times when we passed. Obviously it was closed. Comfort of the seats. We have been paddling for about 3 hours, and we had a 10-minute stop to the waterfall and 5 minutes to the temple of San Fetalino. As for me, I'm starting to feel a bit of soreness in my lower back, but it's not as painful as when I paddled for a long time in the seats of the Swing 2 or the Story. They provide good back support. Try leaning on them. Do you see? Okay, go ahead and start paddling again. When you paddle, you keep away from the backrest. When you don't paddle, you can literally lay earbys. This kayak tracks really well. We fitted the fin, but we also could have skipped it. Soon, we will also do some tests without the fin. There is no problem staying the course when there is no wind. Of course, we will have to test it even in the wind. Our paddling is over. There in front is the place where we started this morning. Now we beach it, dry it, and deflate it, then we eat and go home. If you liked this video or it was useful to you, we ask you to share it, leave a like, and perhaps subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions about this kayak, ask them below in the comments.